in vectorized lines. And then feature forming is splitting the form to line segment and nodes. That means once you created lines, so it is not finally, it is not final in terms of GIS. Okay, the lines are there, they are joined here, but there has to be a node. So if the line is going like this, probably this line has gone over this line, or this may be canal road, canal network, this may be the road network. So then both, if they are different, so then it is you have to create a different layer. So here if it is the same feature, what you have to do is, I start my point here, I have to create a node here. When I come here, I have to add a node here and then start extending. So then when I create this line, and then it has to join from this and start. So that means you have to create a nodes for that. So you have to splitting the lines to form a line segments and nodes, joining line segments to form polygons and features. So the line segments, one is points to create a lines. From the lines you create a polygons and features. So then once you create a line or a polygon, so then it belongs to certain category. So then you have to give that category, that is called feature coding or attribute. So you see, this is the main road. You have to create a nodes, and this is some other highway. So you have to create a nodes for that. So that is what I already explained. One is the digitization, another is the scanning. So finally, when you have a different type of maps, what you will do here? See, there is a complex map, like if you have a topo sheet, what method is the best is here. So the best method is manual digitization. If you put it automatic, semi-automatic, it will become a very complex. So that's why even you do that, then editing, it takes a lot of time. So finally it comes out that that complexity can be removed. Manual digitization is the best here for this type of a topographic map. Suppose we have a simple network of lines, maybe the pipeline or services for different line network it is, and then for this you have a single type of feature, single type of attribute layer. So then it is best that you do it a semi-automatic method here. So that means, because there are different, it's not a single, but it is also crossing with other lines. If it is same type of feature, maybe automatic is best. But if this feature is different from this, so then you have to separate. So then semi-automatic method is the best. Suppose if you have a contours, you have drawn only the contours, you extracted the contours. So in that case, you don't require to do any manual editing. So only the lines can be vectorized right away. Once you vectorize the lines, so then you can also coding those lines with a certain height, it will become very easy. So doing automatic method of this, you can save a 90-95% of the time. If you take this and try to this in an automatic, then it takes a lot of time because the complexity of the topo sheet. But whatever shown in the topo sheet, it is not shown that complex, but this is only contour. But if you do a normal topo sheet, it is very complex. So then it is manual method is best. So here automatic method is the best. So then you coming back to some of the other operations, like some cleanup operations for vector data. So suppose you digitize two lines and the line is sliver type of thing is formed, or this is a map created by somebody, you are creating a map by somebody else, you are joining together. So that slivers can be removed here. So then if you have the point line here, you vectorize. So these are additional features and nodes are created that can be removed. And then when you have a line like this, so there is a node is not created, you have to add the node and this thing. So when you digitize this 1, 2 and 2, so basically there is 2 times 2 is coming separated by a line. So that means both are of the same feature, same attribute, same your land use. So then you can merge those things. The line can be eliminated, this thing. So dissolve the polygons so that it is coming as a one feature. So then we already told this is undershoot. You can eliminate extending the shoot. and then there are cluster of points but not joining exactly. So that snap clustering nodes, that snap tolerance, if you give, automatically it will add those things. So then if you have a overshoot, that can be also eliminated. If you have additional nodes, etc., those things can be removed. So if you have a maps of 3 maps with the same projection thing, you can join together and then make the combined data set. So overall what we have discussed is, we discussed about first is scanning the map, and then we have to take care of the DPI, georeference the scanned map. So what you have to do is, before digitizing, the georeferencing is the next step. First is the scanning, and the second is georeferencing. Before digitizing, do the following. So create an attributes to be associated. That means you should know what are the attributes for each feature, and then later on you can join them, and then define the snap tolerance. There will be a default snap tolerance also. The minimum possible they are already incorporated. Otherwise you can define your snap tolerance. Define the tunnel tolerance in case of the stream mode. Digitize only at the middle. That means if you are doing a manual digitization, digitize at the middle, or otherwise you automatic, then your line has to be scanned, minimum width of its 3 cells. So then further after digitization, layer is created. Suppose some work is done by 10 people, so those things can be merged or mosaic, or if it is a bigger area, you can cut and give it to the different people according to their requirement, and then project it. So these are all the different steps: scan the map, georeference, and digitizing what are the tolerances you have to specify, and digitize only at the middle, and other manipulations is possible in this. So these are all the overall my talking about digitizing and editing. So what we have learned so far is, when you wanted to digitize, you should know that how to start the process. Either you take your map and put it on a digitizing tablet, and that is one process, and then you start vectorizing it after georeferencing. So other method is, you scan a map and then you use the on-screen digitization in a manual method, or you do it a semi-automatic method or automatic method. And then when you wanted to scan it before starting a digitization, you should also know that at what resolution you should be able to scan your topo sheet. So that is topo sheet or your map. So that means you should know, and then once you scan it, which type of map has to be done, which method. You do a manual digitization, semi-automatic, and all these